Charlestown, Pennsylvania.
Connecticut.
I am from Bergenfield, New Jersey.
California.
I'm from Grahamsville in Sullivan County.
Long Island, New York.
I'm from Long Island.
Arlington, Virginia.
Dalton, Massachusetts.
Athletic training.
I am a film photography and visual arts major.
PT.
Film, photo, visual arts.
I'm an exploratory major.
A writing for film, TV, and emerging media.
I'm an athletic training major.
TVR.
Piano performance.
Cinema photography.
Definitely start my own business for sure.
Hopefully be able to work on a movie set for some like major movie company or studio, or if that doesn't work, I'll try maybe producing some of my own films.
I'd probably want to either work at a prep school and do PT or work at like TV12 once they expand.
I would love to I think as a lot of the film majors do, just want to get involved with movies. Not exactly sure which part of it just yet, but I guess that's what the first year at Park is all about, just finding out where my niche is.
No, not really. I think that's kind of why I chose exploratory. But you know, I'm just open right now. Whatever it is, whatever it may be, you know, I'm totally open to it.
Writing, but I want to like travel the world. I want to be able to like see certain different like types of people and types of like outlooks in life, and I want to be able to like just know just like travel the world basically. And I want to be able to be in a writer's room. I want to be able to write a TV show. I want to be able to write film.
Hopefully I can get a career in athletic training, or I was going to like PT school. Hopefully for like a professional sports team, specifically soccer.
I want to work for like a television network in the studios.
Once I graduate, and after getting a master's, I'd like to be a conductor for like symphonies or opera.
We'll work on big blockbuster films. I don't know if that's like directing or editing, but it's something.
One thing I'm really passionate about, I would say, is bodybuilding right now. Just like consistency, time, patience, hard work, discipline, all the good virtues that any person would really need to like succeed.
A lot of things in pop culture like is kind of like what drives me. It's like what I want to do and what my major is really.
Probably working out, I'd say, and basketball.
Just as a personal thing, I am a huge comic geek. I love the genre. I love like movies, reading them, the TV shows. I love talking about them, and I always love that's how I found a lot of my friends. That's just a topic that I can always talk about nonstop.
Soccer. It's always been part of something, you know, I've always done it since I was little.
Well, I've been watching movies since I was a wee boy. My mom had like introduced me to all the like Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, like all the nerdy stuff. And then once I was like, and then she was like, just knew every single thing about all these movies and all these actors. It was like, okay, I want to do this. I want to know this for some reason. It was just entertaining to me.
Soccer, I play like every day.
I love music and television.
Obviously music. I love like listening to classical music and playing piano and just kind of like geeking out over like, I don't know, the complexities and the history of it.
Film. Just not letting anything, just not fighting anything, just going with the flow. Because if anything stops you, you know, it's like you don't feel right about it, so you just want to live truthfully. That's what I feel like that'd be my definition of truth.
I feel like truth means honesty. Like you want to be able to like know what's happening, like whether that be in like your personal life or just in the media. Like I feel like that's a big thing going around with like truth. Like you never really know like what could be real, what could be fake. It could all be an illusion. I feel like truth and like trustworthiness, honesty is like really what drives like really a lot, especially in this day.
Obviously you're not lying. It's like you're being genuine in your response and you're actually like, I don't really know. Like it's just you're telling the truth and you're being like you're not maybe like not sparing someone's feelings, like you're saying it how it is and like you're just like being a straight shooter.
Truth is something that I often link to the word genuine. I was once told that if you say something, if you communicate something truthful but just in a poor way, that thing is still false. It's not true. I think it's just a matter of being genuine and being just being genuine about whatever it is you're talking about, because then that will ensure that what you're saying is true and not just some sort of half veiled idea.
Just being real with someone, and that, I mean, that's obviously just like an interaction, but with your words and your feelings, I feel like if everyone's, the truth is, just, even though it hurts sometimes, it's good to just say the truth, because if you lie, I've lied in the past, and it just kind of sets back the pain that you'll feel later.
Saying how you feel, and don't worry about how other people feel about what you're about to say, because that's your truth. Everybody has their own kind of definition of what they see as truth, so it's really like up to you. There's not one single definition of truth, because we don't have one single thing looking on.
If you're not lying, I guess. I don't know. Explain it that quick.
For me, it means anything that's like not a lie and that's scientifically proven.
I guess saying things accurately and not being misleading, just like telling it how it is, I guess.
Honesty and accuracy in what you say.
My definition of truth is influenced by my major. For example, athletic training. It's something you can't really play around. You can't lie. It's for sure. You gotta definitely be true with your patients, whoever you're working with, whether that's your clients, your professors, all that stuff. Like, communication is key in those types of things when you're working with others. No matter the dynamic, the role in which you're playing, or etc. And I would say my passion as well, just like, you just gotta live truthfully to yourself. If you miss a leg day, then that's on you. And if you have a cheat day, that's on you. You can't. There's no lying about that. It's gonna show in the weight scale.
Well, for me, since I'm a film major, like a lot of truth is spread through the news and media, and I feel like a lot of companies try to put truth out there, while others try to not do that. So I feel like in my major, it's definitely part of truth, especially in a growing industry right now.
I'd say sports in general really shaped me into who I am today, because it kind of builds your character. I'd say you know how to take truth. I'd say you're kind of I'm a straight shooter. I don't sugarcoat things a lot. I just say how I feel. So I feel like sports, it's more harsh. You need to be able to take it and just say what you want to say, and those constructive criticism is truth, I'd say, and sports has shaped me to be able to do that.
As a film major and someone who will be behind the camera a lot and also just writing stories, I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that I'll be in control of what is in front of the camera. There's always so much discussion about how media manipulates the truth or subverts the truth or just leave stuff out. So I think, especially as someone who will be heavily involved in media, I think there's a lot of responsibility on me just to make sure whatever is in front of the screen is in fact true, it is in fact genuine, because otherwise there's only so many ways someone can take the actual truth and change it.
I think the truth towards my passion, just being true with my feelings and how I feel. If I'm not feeling like I want to do something at a young age, it's just I'm not going to do it. And if just being real with myself and what I want to pursue, not only in passions, but just in everyday decisions, and being real with myself in those.
Well, it's very individualistic kind of outlook. It's very say how you feel, don't worry about it. So that's kind of the type of writing I want to do. I want to be able to say how I feel without other people caring about it as much as I do. I don't want them to shut me down or say I can't do a certain thing. I take writing as a certain thing to help me decipher what my truth is, sort of. Like I've always been like observe, record, and kind of like record in your own way. So that's kind of helped me to be able to see how I feel about certain things, because it's gonna go on the paper, so you might as well make it valuable.
So with athletic training, we're supposed to be helping with the rehabilitation of athletes, so we have to deliver the truth to the athletes, I guess, and be as honest and thorough as we can.
Well, with my major, like, you always want to be truthful when you mess up with the equipment or anything, because it could cause a major problem.
Even though in music sometimes you have to be like another character or like persona, I guess, I feel like it always has to come from like an authentic, like your inner self, so it like feels true, if that makes sense.
Some films more than others are all about presenting truth in different ways, or presenting different point of views, and I guess each point of view has different truth to it. So in a sense, studying film and immersing myself in film helps me learn about multiple truths and multiple point of views in people.
I don't view truth and lies as the same. Truth can be very liberating to me, at least.
I'd say there's different cases where like withholding the truth might be better for someone with like relationships wise, like maybe it's like better for them to not know because it might hurt them more, but lying is sometimes like just being selfish about things, and like I'd say they're not the same thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like we're definitely being lied to constantly, but the problem is like we don't know, like, I mean, like I'm gonna say it again, like what's real and what's fake. Truth's just important, like, because you want to know like every detail really on what's happening, if that makes sense. Like you want to like make sure that you are like getting the right information, so like what you believe in is really like factual, correct.
I think that we're living in a world that we're constantly being lied to, but it's not intentional. I think that people are just kind of thinking that their feelings are how other people feel, and so that's how you should feel, sort of. But that's not how a lot of other people feel, and people don't realize that because they may not have seen how other people like process certain things, or like whatever sort of thing. But yeah, I don't think that other people are trying to lie to anybody. I don't think that anybody's really trying to say, I know I'm deceiving you, I know that you are thinking a certain way and I want to change that. I think that it's just like, oh, this is how I feel and I want everybody to feel this way because I think it's great. So I don't think it's intentional.
I would say yes and no. I mean, obviously, like, sometimes people lie to save people from, like, panic or some shit like that. But, I think truth is important because, like, if you're not told the truth, then you're basically led to, like, a complete, like, I don't know how to explain it exactly. It's like, it's just, like, how you say it? It's not real. It's, like, not authentic. You know, everything's fake.
I think yes, to some extent. If you communicate something to someone and they believe it, even if that whatever you communicated is something completely wrong, then you maybe not necessarily oppression, but you have definitely altered how they perceive the world and how they interpret what else is going around them. So I think just because truth to some extent is a subjective idea, then it can be used as a negative, used in a negative way.
I would say so, like, especially when you look at, like, statistics, it may be true, like, the numbers, but you need to look at what it means in context before just believing that it is exactly what it says.
Yeah, because you could label anything as the truth and convince someone that is the abject truth when it's not the actual truth. It can be used as a form of propaganda. It's kind of easy to do, unfortunately, but it can be done.
That's a hard question because so many different things can be perceived as factual when they're not. I feel like it depends on how they worded it, what they're trying to talk about, and what the topic is. Because nowadays with different topics being considered and handled differently in today's society, that it changes based on what you say and what it's for.
They have complete control, I think. They could manipulate anything that they want to look like the truth, even if it's not.
A lot. I would say it's clear, especially with the big news corporations, when something has a bias and when it doesn't. Biases can be all right sometimes, but today they're pretty extreme. It's pretty obvious to identify.